you guys, it's me, Dr. Tori. My book is officially out. And yes, it is time to talk about ACEs. You guys can find the books everywhere. However, I would encourage you guys to go to my website, VicTORIEus.com, and place your order today. Yes, it's time to talk about ACEs. Let's go, y'all. Hello, 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 you guys. Welcome to another episode of Be Victorious. I'm very excited about this guest because we have this bond that we've had. It's very, very, very kind of low key. I don't think people knew how close we were. I'm honored to be her confidant. We shared a lot. My classroom was a safe space. What people don't understand and know that she wasn't my student at all. I love band. I've been in band. I bonded with the students in band because I was a member of band. And we just developed this real nice, close relationship. I will never forget when it came time to fill out the college applications. And she asked a question about an HBCU. And it was a big deal because HBCUs, Chicago, Thornridge. If you know our history and you know what goes on, that's really not a normal thing. But if God brings you to it, He'll bring you through it. And when I tell you she filled it out and got accepted, it's a whole brag. The thing is, became expert at this time with getting kids into HBCU, so I was not surprised at all. So when she attended Howard University, I was extremely happy just to see this young lady just achieve her dreams by not just attending a HBCU, but attending college and graduating. We lost track for a minute. COVID happened, and I looked up, and she was close to graduating with her master's degree. Look at God. And just imagine how it went because, again, I feel like it went so fast, but she's here. Where are you, Maya? This is a reunion for me. I'm happy.
Hello.
You already know. I have never hid my love for you, number one. Number two, I miss you so much.
I
How
miss you
are
so much more.
you?
Thank
How
you.
are
Thanks. That was such a kind introduction. I really appreciate it. I've been doing well. How about you?
I've been doing wonderful. It's people like you that made me continue to do what I'm doing now. When I left education, you don't know this, but I left education. When I left Thornridge, I was good. You know what I mean? Like COVID kind of stopped me from doing a lot of stuff. And then when you tell me I can't do what I was doing, oh, I gotta let you go. You all were gone. I mean, COVID happened, so what could I do? And by the grace of God, here I am. I get to sit and reconnect with wonderful students like you. Maya, how are you?
I'm doing well. I just graduated with my master's a couple weeks ago. I'm on the job hunt. I've been interviewing, but things are going well right now.
Tell us more about your story. So, yes, me and Maya met her freshman year. So that means we've got some history here. Let's start from the beginning. Let's start from the beginning. We met at Thornridge.
Yes, ma'am.
Thornridge.
So,
And everybody knows about Thornridge. I saw the light in Thornridge. I found wonderful people like Maya. There's this stereotype that already Chicago was an issue. However, you are the stereotype. You're the cycle breaker. You're the one that broke the generational curses. So I'm interested to hear a little bit more about that transition from high school to college. How did you like Howard?
first and foremost, I loved Howard. Um, I wouldn't change a thing. I would do it all over again, COVID included. Like, I feel like I had just the best time of my life while I was there. I was able to find out so much about myself and like just self-discovery and just there were every type of Black person that you could imagine was there. And I had never like really had that before. So it was just really exciting being able to meet so many people. Yeah, it was a wonderful time.
So your dreams came true.
Absolutely.
And so if I could bet on it, because that's what I said, I didn't get that experience. You know what I mean? So for me, it was allowing you to see that experience and experience it. This is my first time really catching up. We always say, "How are you? You good? Do you need anything?" That's hype. But to hear it, that's an amazing thing. So your dreams came true. Wonderful. And Howard, Howard. And see, that's what people do not understand. An HBCU experience altogether is big. And you did it, my Maya.
Thank you.
Mhm. So, what was your major?
I majored in English and I minored in sociology.
Interesting. Are we shouting out Erica Zachary? Who
Shout
was
out
your
Erica Zachary. She was one of my teachers. Yes, ma'am.
Let me tell you, baby, she is a team be victorious. Let's be clear. Only reason why I bring that, you know, I, from what I'm told, there's still the tradition of kids that still go back to the school. So if the kids are still going back to the school, good. That was a tradition I put in a long time ago. I really want y'all to go back to that school so y'all can let people know that they can achieve. That was the whole purpose of going, leaving, coming back, and then I ain't gonna lie, using y'all for service hours and things of that nature through the school so you all can help the next generation of students grow. And it works, honey. That's a brag for me because guess what? You went back and got your master's degree. You ain't tell me on it. Tell me about your master's degree.
Okay, of course. I'll start back at Howard. I was about 2 months away from graduating, and I
Mhm.
said, "Oh my gosh, I don't know what to do for my master's. Who can I call? Who can I talk to?" Your number came up. And so I sat in the parking lot in the car and talking to you. Oh, like, what can I do? I'm not sure where to go from here. And, blah, blah, blah. And you and I talked it out. And I mean, not even 24 hours later, I had something, in my back pocket that I wasn't even really supposed to be a part of. So we can talk about that. I had an English professor, my apologies, at Howard University. And George Washington University was having a publishing symposium. It was their first one. So
Mhm.
people who were student journals, who were interested in publishing, like as a career path, and
Mhm.
just like sharing what they did themselves. They called on us because I was a part of the Amistad, which is Howard University's literary journal. I was one of the editors. And so
Mhm.
they had us come down and we just spoke on our experience as a Black literary journal. And it went very well. The director of the George Washington University publishing like master's program was there. We spoke and he came up to me. He was like, "Oh, like I had to leave because I had work afterwards." But he was like, "Oh, I really like enjoyed hearing you speak. I enjoyed your story." And a couple of days later, I got an email from him offering me a scholarship to be a publishing major in his publishing program for my master's degree.
The journey was just
Yeah.
broke off for you. I'm just happy to have a seat on the sideline just to cheer you on. It's a blessing. It is. How do you feel?
I feel mostly relief now. Because there was always like underlying anxiety, am I going to be good enough? Do I belong in this space? Because I was one of the only Black faces around. And so I was like, oh, like, do I deserve to be here? But what is keeping me, like, why wouldn't I belong here just as much as everybody else? So I had to get rid of that quickly. Because imposter syndrome really has no place here. I belong here just as much as anybody else. So once I got that together. I walked in confidently. All my professors were lovely, wonderful. I got very close with the program director as well. And apparently, I was at the inaugural, at the very first publishing symposium. And so I took on the role of moderator and planner of like the concurrent ones. So yeah, I moderated and planned the second one and the third one that just took place about a month ago.
My Maya! It's a brag, y'all. I've been trying to calm down. Hold on. You don't
You don't have
understand.
to calm. Don't be calm.
And but see, this is the reason why the Cycle Breaker Graduate Series is working because again, that COVID transition, a lot of people succeeded and a lot of people didn't. And COVID wasn't for everybody. I mean, we lost some people thanks to COVID, but I mean, the reality of the situation is some people achieved. It was a heavy transition, like you said. I'm glad that you addressed the anxiety. I'm glad that you addressed the things that's under the ACEs umbrella. Being the only African American in the room, it's a brag, but it's a reality. Everybody don't like that. Everybody don't want you in the room. And the fact that you did it and achieved, still moderating, not just one, but two. Yeah, I don't know. It was just a light. And I'm not going to say I didn't know. We grew close. And shout out to the Millers. I cannot just so you know, I had to call my baby and tell her because I don't miss nothing. However, I had to let them know in advance I cannot, due to my seizures, do some things. Right now, I'm going through some medical testing and all of that. But nonetheless, I wouldn't have missed it for the world. It was y'all three. I have pictures. Like I was telling them, how do I get these pictures? Because remember, y'all used to have my phone and take shots. And then remember, you were witness. We were the ones that kind of helped Destin get the courage to do what he did. Let's be clear. He was shy, saxophone, first string. Let's be clear. And he wanted who he wanted and got it. So I wanted to be there. But you being right there, these was our besties, like we created a safe space in a room and it was so needed, especially around that time, because all of you guys are doing wonderful. You're doing well. But when you think about Chicago, we talking about Dalton, we talking about in its entirety, you all are cycle breakers. And we've talked about it before, but when you're breaking generational cycles, it just looks different. So I'm gonna ask you a question. You know what a cycle breaker is, correct?
Yes.
How
Yes.
would you define it? How would you define yourself as a cycle breaker?
I feel like a cycle breaker is somebody who is first able to recognize the pattern of those that came before them, to see how they're maneuvering through life and see like where they may be getting stuck. You're able to see like what's going on and being able to place yourself in their shoes, have empathy and sympathy for them, but make sure that you don't follow that same cycle that they ended up falling into. It's really important to be able to recognize the pattern first. I feel like the recognition is like how you're able to make sure that you don't fall into the same way.
Right. I didn't go to a HBCU, so I had to push a few people. You know what I mean? I think it was a few of y'all, I ain't gonna lie. Angel Williams, I had to. I had to. You know what I mean? So it's kind of, you know what I mean? Like I just had, and I'm not for sure if you saw the episode, Corey was behind y'all, but Corey came in freshman year and was like, hmm, this is who I am. This is what I'm doing. And y'all was like, who is this freshman in your room? Miss Williams, we don't let freshmen in here. And I'm like, no, yeah, he's sweet. He just graduated from Xavier University. But
Really?
he said that though. Like, you know what I mean? I feel like the group that we kind of connected and bonded, we actually set our goals and our dreams. But I think what made us close is that we're cycle breakers. I told you I'm a first generation high school graduate. So you all have already achieved the goal of beating me because I love my parents. It wasn't my parents' fault. They just went through those adverse childhood experiences that prevented them from doing what we're doing now. Everybody don't get the opportunity to go to a HBCU. And let's be clear, Howard ain't no easy feat. It's people waiting in line financially. So I know that because I've had students that have experienced it. But to go and to complete it is a cycle breaker. To go and complete a master's degree is a cycle breaker. So knowing that, I feel like that was our connection, but we just didn't know the terms or the names, just like people don't know the name of ACEs, they call it childhood trauma. You know what I mean? And
Yes.
me, as someone that knew good and goddamn well what I was doing, because I was sitting there with y'all doing homework and doing dissertation work right in front of y'all. Yeah, y'all saw me. And it was what I wanted to do because I wanted better. I knew that Thornridge wasn't that was just the resting space for me. It set a tone. It helped my dissertation. And look at what I'm doing now. So the spaces that we're in, look at you providing that example of just having that conversation and how things turned around for you. When you're breaking the cycle, when you want better for yourself, this is what happens. And I'm honored. You just do not understand how big of a brag it is. Not just that it was somebody I knew, it's the fact that you made it out of Chicago. That's hard. Your mayor is arguing with the president right now because of the stereotype on Chicago. And I'm honored. I love Chicago. You know me, I don't hide it. It's so different coming down here. Now I've been told I'm cocky. And if that's what y'all want to call it what it is. I'm not gonna damn my life for nobody, but I'm also not used to the racial stereotypes down here either. I think of Emmett Till, who from Chicago came down south and whistled and lost his life for whistling. Whereas here I am taking up for myself and they're looking at me up and down like I'm supposed to stop being a Black woman. We can't do that, especially us from Chicago because we weren't raised that way. So you have to, you know your greatness. Like, you know, I know your mentor, so I know you know your greatness. But again, you're a legacy. You're doing stuff that wasn't done. So tell us a little bit more about your family, if that's okay.
Yeah, of course. My parents have been married for 51 or 52 years.
That's wild.
Yes, yes, yes. My family's from the Jewel of the Delta, Mound Bayou, Mississippi. Yes, yes. And so I have very strong Southern roots in Mississippi, but my parents moved to Chicago in the 70s, right at the height of white flight. Actually, that's when they got here. Um, and yeah, I have four siblings. Um, I think all of my siblings matriculated through the same schools that I did.
Perfect.
Caroline Sibley, Dirksen for middle school, Thornridge for high school, and then after that, we all, kind of split up, did our own thing.
Right.
No, yeah, but I have a very strong family unit. My family is very close.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, mom and dad were very supportive. I just remembered them being older.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that I just had to get that recollection. They were sweethearts and they trusted.
yes.
They gave me a little warning that they was trusting me with their child, and I been doing a good job. Tell them I said hi because they gave
I
me a
will.
deep warning, and I honored it. You're an amazing person. Like the things that we discussed, like just growing up in life. I'm answering every question because our that generation needed it. We weren't talking. It was do as I say instead of not really giving you all an opportunity to do the things that you like. So I think that was the initiative for me when you said, I want to go to Howard. And you said it under your voice, like, oh my God. I said, what you say? And, what? You don't think you can go? Well, let's get to work. Let's do what we got to do. That is how you bring awareness to something that you don't do. Did any of your brothers, sisters go to a HBCU?
No, one of my siblings went to college. She went to Ohio State.
But you're the only one that went to a HBCU.
Yes, that's true.
You're
That's true.
that makes you a cycle breaker. See, the cycle breaker really doesn't have a defined definition because I didn't go to HBCU. Well, nah. Well, they call Chicago State an HBCU
Well,
now.
yes, yes, I do know that. I've been hearing that a lot.
And what's interesting is with me getting the doctorate from there, the ones that are there now look for me to come back because I didn't go to Chicago State for the HBCU status. I don't know if you were there when Dr. Michael Thomas was there, the one that used to teach. Um, that you wasn't there.
I
Godly.
don't believe so.
He was the one that told me about their program. And me and Dr. Catron, shout out to Dr. Catron, she we was like, let's do it. And so she was like, all right, let's get into it. And we did it. And we both got accepted at the same time. She is very active in our community. She is one of our health and wellness experts. So she still does everything health and wellness. She teaches it. She actually teaches at Chicago State University, surprisingly. So I think it's a wonderful thing to see our growth and see that even regardless of our aces, we can achieve the things that we need to achieve. Now I got a question, another question. You practice self-care, right, Maya?
Absolutely.
Okay, because I was gonna make sure, you know, Dr. Williams don't play. Now y'all call me Miss Williams. I don't know why y'all used to sing it, but I still love it. Listen, we wasn't doing a lot of that when we was in school though. So I had to ask. So what do you or what steps or what procedures do you take to practice your self-care?
Yeah, of course. I wasn't really into self-care when I first got on campus. I was like, I have to get this assignment done. I have to, I'm in my dorm 48 hours, blind shut, no food, like just work, work, work. And that's when I realized, wow, like I need to step outside. So I do like to prioritize, walking. I've started going to the gym, which I find really helps with like I don't know, just like release of like emotions and like stress and everything like that. I also got very into makeup. I started working at one of the makeup stores while I was an undergrad, and so I was just like, I would just be up at like 3 o'clock in the morning, like doing makeup because it made me feel good, right? So yeah, I'm getting more into like health and fitness, and just like beauty and like care in general, like things like that.
You have so you mean to tell me you let go of your instrument when you left?
Oh no, music has always been like a priority of mine. I'm very like still very in tune to the music. I don't play my trumpet as much anymore, but I do try like to try my hand at composition. Sometimes like I'll try to listen to something and like write it, or there'll be like a melody or something in my head. I'm like, oh, I write this down, like try and like do that. Also make a lot of playlists. I have like 50 playlists. I'm very big on like music.
Hmm.
Yeah.
A variety. What's your strength? And I'm saying strength as far as genres.
Genres, I love R&B, jazz,
I
and
do too.
I'm pretty good with pop music too. Yeah.
I am too. But see, this is the thing. It's so much out here. And as I'm getting older, I will say, I really want to get back into my saxophone. And that's the crazy thing because you know who inspired me? Mr. Miller does his thing. I like the fact that he's doing the renditions of the songs, and I'm encouraging him. I'm the clap in the heart. That's me. Be Victorious Foundation. I don't care what he put out. If he blow and say, "Grr," I don't care. I'm going to forward because it to me, I feel like he's connecting with a society that needs to understand how powerful the saxophone is. But then again, that's from first chair alto saxophone player. Okay. I think that was our connection too, because I had y'all heavy in extracurricular activities.
Yes. Yes, you did.
Well, again, I think for me, you all didn't realize at the time, but it was my proof that I can get you guys in extracurricular activities to show how much of a benefit it was to people in our community. And that's exactly what happened. So as soon as they put it on the CDC and said, yep, this is that, I went and said, let me go ahead and take advantage of this because you all knew what I was doing, but you didn't know how valuable it was going to be. Well, y'all made Dr. Victorious now, honey. Be proud of yourself because this is what I'm doing. And I have you as someone that can say, yeah, even though this, it didn't stop me from achieving my goals. That's what cycle breaker looks like, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we're doing. And this is what I like. Because again, did you take the ACEs quiz?
Yes, of course.
And what's your ACEs score?
3.
Mine was a 3 too. It
Oh yeah.
was. It was. What I will say is when I first started doing this, because I've learned a lot over these past couple of years, because the original ACEs study gives you those questions that you saw in the study, but I switched mine and turned it to ACEs 2.0 to include the things that are in our community, like bullying.
Right.
Y'all was heavy on say. Y'all was heavy. I tell people all the time. We was doing Students Against Violence everywhere a long time ago. I actually connected with a few people outside due to me having my own organization from Save. Because remember, I used to write curriculum for them. And here we are. I love it. When I tell you this is what we did, they still have the step show. And with them having the step show, shout out to Dr. Johnson. That's still my girl. They still do that, and the students still come up to the school to do community service hours for Be Victorious Foundation. So it's like I'm connected, you know what I mean? I'm always going to stay connected because I really love Thornridge. It helped me. It helped me grow, but it also gave me a chance to see and mentor some valuable people. You're valuable. I said it then. And when I tell you it's humbling to see, it really is. So if you could say one thing to someone just beginning, they want to be a cycle breaker. They don't know what it is. They want to take next steps, but they don't know how. What would you do?
I would want them to know that it's never too late to start. The hardest part is getting there. And once you're there, you just start noticing like, oh, you know what, I can do better at this. And this is a key to self-improvement that I didn't see that I was lacking before. I feel like it's so important to never feel like you're too old or too far behind or too this or too that, to anything, to start taking care of yourself. It can't always be about everybody else who's around you. You have to make sure that you're healing yourself from the inside. That's very important.
Hey, so mature. You're so such a cycle breaker. And if you all want to know why I spent so much time with them, listen to her. How old are you, Maya?
24.
She's been like this for a long, 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 long time. We've known each other more than 10 years. You can't tell me we've only been knowing each other 10 years. You cannot tell me that. Because you was an old soul then, Maya. I don't know why y'all wanted to hang out with me. She could have been doing something else, but guess what Maya was doing in my classroom? Chilling. Chilling. I have all pictures. I cannot wait for this episode because I'm putting all them pictures because we were really close. And it is okay, so it was my job as director of student activities to do my job, but I did it really well. And when I did it, I didn't show favoritism. I didn't have a selective group. I loved everybody. And guess what? I ain't gonna stop loving everybody because look at how much that has helped you all grow. I didn't have a me. And I didn't hide it then with y'all. I didn't have a me. I didn't. I told you, like I'm saying, I'm just reviewing the story. And now here it is. My me turned into your mentor. And here we are. You've achieved, which means you have to do the same for someone else in return. Are you ready?
I feel like paying it forward is one of the best things that we can do. To have had you as a mentor and you speak such life into us, I feel like the least that we can do is take that and speak life into somebody who was just us. Because that was me 10 years ago, which
Mhm.
doesn't feel like that long, but it's so easy for me to turn around, see someone who was just in my shoes, and just speak life into them the way that you do for us. I feel like that's the best I could do.
And people are doing it. When I tell you people are doing it, again, I just had somebody, I can't tell you who it was. You will know who this person is because his it will happen before yours, but that's only Bradley and that board membership, everything to me. I remember y'all didn't listen to me. I didn't want to do board work, but I had to, you know what I mean? I had to see how we could take over the school
Yes.
and did.
did. And it was
I
necessary.
It was. I had to show them that there was no room in the school to prison pipeline for any one of my students, regardless of who, what, when, where, or why. So it was one big happy family. I posted the 2016 prom because they're celebrating their 20 their 10 years. That makes me feel so, oh my God. And so Marshawn, shout out to Marshawn. Marshawn reached out like, I know you got a bunch of pictures. So as I was going through the pictures, I saw the G Herbo um, footage. And I was like, I forget I had this. And so of course I had to post it because he's so relevant. He was relevant then. But when I would bring in the people that I would bring in, that's when other schools started doing it. Wasn't nobody bringing in people. Uh, we just talked about him, the D-Lo. I'm D-Lo. We was
Yeah.
D-Lo thing. But it was what you all wanted. So I really just did what I needed to do. And it became popular because I was a school that was letting artists come to the school. To this day, I'm telling you, and I ain't telling nobody else. It was me.
Yeah.
Me. I didn't have to. It was the artist came to me and was like, we was told that you would allow us to do this. Who knew that they would turn out to be as famous as they are? You know what I mean? Because a lot of those people are still relevant. So it's like, that's what we're supposed to do. It's called community. We're supposed to continue to support each other, regardless of who, what, where, or why, and bring people in the community to help us grow and help us heal. But we do that. And the fact that we're still close and the people we still talk to this day, it's called community. And this is what we're building here through Be Victorious Foundation. So watching and growing up in Thornridge, though, it was heavy. Tell us something that you will never forget, good or bad, not anything in particular.
I'll never forget how heard you made us feel. We were always able to come to you. You were the very first person I'll never forget. I was a senior. I had just decided that I wanted to be a manuscript editor. I come to your office, you and I are having a conversation. Yeah, you were the first person to ever say to me, I'm going to have you edit my dissertation for me. You were the first person to speak that into me and make me believe that, you know what, I fully believe that you're capable to do this. And so I trust you enough to have you edit something that is just this big for me. I'll never forget how we were always able to come to you, whether it be in a time of need, if we needed a giggle, just literally anything we were able to come speak to you about. That was always very, very important to me.
I remember that because remember, it was the fact that you really wanted to do it. And I wanted to make sure that that was what you was going to do. So you're going to go ahead and edit my dang on dissertation. Do you know that editing now is an expense? You can write an invoice and edit some dissertations. You know, I do dissertation coaching. So let me add you to the editors list, honey. Quit
Go
playing with
ahead.
me because you are correct. And see, this is the reason why my memory be jogged. This is the reason why I asked. I remember. I remember now that you brought it up because you were so confident about being this editor. Let me write you down. Hold on. I can definitely push you to work on that. There's so many people that want editors and writing and that's a position, that's a title, that's a job description. So while we're looking at jobs, hint hint, Dr. Tori's back. You ain't got to call me Miss Williams, I'm gonna call me Dr. Tori like everybody else. We're gonna find you something. So I'll be
Thank you.
connecting with you after this because again, your major is this, but you have so many attributes that you can build on and branch out of to where you'll be able to have a job. I'm not worried about it at all. Watch. Well, welcome back. Love you. You already know that. Let people know where they can find you. And the reason why I say this is because there's another person out there that wants to follow in your footsteps. Everybody don't get in the Howard, honey. They want to know the next steps. They don't. We had this conversation. I knew that you would make it and did real well. Oh God, that was so great. And then to get that and double up and get your master's already, I'm done with you. Now I got to let you, grow up and be great because I saw that in you then. Where can people find you?
I have recently gotten active back on LinkedIn. My LinkedIn is Maya Norwood, spelled just like my name.
Another LinkedIn. Got it. I'll be connecting with you on
I thank you.
LinkedIn very shortly. I'm talking about probably the end of the night so we can get you started on getting these positions because I don't play about my people. Me and Maya have had this relationship over 10 years, and it's a pleasure. So, you guys, the Cycle Breaker series, I told you I'm not playing. I know people out here that are breaking generational cycles. I know people out here that are breaking generational curses. I know people out here with an ACEs score that is not letting that ACEs score define them. They are doing what they need to do to achieve and help not just themselves heal, but share their story and help others heal as well. Maya, what we doing? And I mean, I can't believe y'all surprised. I ain't been to Chicago all summer. I came. I'm on a restriction. I see a doctor here recently. I think I told you about my seizures, but I can't. I wish I could. I wouldn't have missed that. I feel like, and I hide it. I don't hide it from nobody. I feel like me and you. We did it. We was the one that got the numbers together. I wasn't gonna miss that. I'm inviting everything. Had the hotel and the whole nine. I was upset, but nonetheless, family is family, and y'all know if I missed it, it was for a reason. And I'm telling you, we gonna be connected forever. We really built a strong bond and a great family, and I think you're amazing. You all will see Maya. I'm gonna tell you, all these people I'm reconnecting with, that's because they back in business. They didn't went and handled everything they were supposed to do. They have achieved the goals of not just going to undergrad, but graduating from getting their master's degree, and it's time. You guys, Be Victorious community is growing. Be Victorious Foundation is very strong. You guys have to understand who we are and how we help others. Come with us. We got mentors out here that are ready to mentor. We also have mentees that's out here ready for people to stand up and help them because they want to take them steps. So join us, you guys. Be Victorious Foundation. You can find us at bevictorious.com. You can find me everywhere. Dr. Victorious, Dr. Tori McDonald Williams, a partridge in a pear tree. However you want to look at it, I'm everywhere. Join us for the next episode of Be Victorious Podcast, and we will see you guys soon. Bye bye, you guys. Take care.